Hey, what's up guys? Rev here. Welcome back to another edition of me visiting Twitter so you don't have to. Today we have a long and very crazy set of stories to look at, and they all share one common theme, and that is mental illness. So without further ado, let's jump into the first story, which once again features our man Kevin over here. We actually featured this artist a few weeks ago for a very similar type of story. So Kevin makes VTuber assets and sometimes makes not safe for work assets like this one, which is paused for obvious reasons because she will be licking what is not boogers off of her hands. That is the asset. And people get angry because this model is clearly supposed to look like Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling, who is 15 years old. Whenever Kevin posts that combo of the not safe for work assets with the Marin Kitagawa model, aunties come out of the woodwork and get very, very angry in the replies and quote retweets. And I think it's a very educational thing. If you go to these tweets, you can find a whole host of independent VTubers just outing themselves as aunties. But one thing that's always important to keep in mind is there's two different types of reactions aunties have to these posts. Number one, you have the usual people angry about the ages of fictional characters, which is one of the most tiresome and ridiculous debates. And it's also like, if you think this is a literal child being sexualized, why aren't you reporting it? And why are you commenting and quote retweeting it and spreading it more? But there's also a lot of aunties who celebrate these things. They actually like cheer on this asset and want to use it because they're so unknowledgeable of the VTuber scene and anything related to it, including anime, to the point where they don't even know who Marin Kitagawa is. Because if they did know and they knew she was 15, they would be horrified because normally they call people pedos over liking underage characters from fiction like that. So I think those observations are pretty funny. But instead of going through all of the angry responses, I just want to look at a few of the funniest. So you have this user making a complaint saying, "I want to support inventive, perverted art in tech like this, but not if this is indeed an underage character. Can we please A, verify that this is not an underage character, 18 plus for most countries, or B, use a different model for this sexually suggestive material?" So I just find it so funny. Verify that this is not an underage character. Like, what do you want? Her birth certificate? Like, also, obviously it's supposed to look like Marin Kitagawa, but this artist could literally say, no, that's not Marin Kitagawa. It's my own OC original character, and they're 5,000 years old. What are you going to do then? Are you just going to, is your complaint dealt with? Like, it just goes to show you, arguing about the ages of fictional characters is the goofiest stuff ever. And much like everyone else angry in the replies to this tweet, I could do my typical "your likes are public" little bit here, but looking at this dude's likes, I just got the hell out of there after about 5 seconds because this dude's likes are nasty. Like, if you can justify all of that stuff you're into in terms of fictional content, how are you upset about this VTuber model and asset? Give me a break, dude. Like, if you're okay with the furry, other underage characters, and lolicon and things like that, I guess you're just intentionally ignorant of, like, please, let's not go there. But this one's funny too. This person saying, "Psst, hey," and that's the creator of My Dress Up Darling and Square Enix books. "Y'all might want to send this guy a cease and desist for fetishizing and profiting off your underage characters. This is not the first time they've made this character not safe for work." So number one, don't be a narc. Like, I think I've seen stuff like this happen all the time. People trying to report like VShojo members to their management and things, like with the Silver Veil drama. There is nothing more lame than a narc who is trying to get someone in trouble. And I got unfortunate news. The creators of My Dress Up Darling do not care that this person is sexualizing this model that looks like Marin. I mean, have you seen that franchise? Even with the anime alone, by the second episode, it's like the fan service Olympics. I don't think they have any problem with someone sexualizing Marin Kitagawa when they're already doing it themselves in mass. Like, they do it a ton. And it's so funny seeing all these people turn into legal eagles over here. I think you all might want to send this guy a cease and desist. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to be doing that. Spoiler alert. But I'm sorry you got your jimmies so rustled by this VTuber model and asset that you're turning into an actual narc trying to shut someone down with legal action. But this is the last one I want to look at because it's just beautiful. It's karma in action, and it couldn't happen to a funnier person. So this VTuber says, "Cool, now show us what's in your hard drive," implying that the artist is a pedo, of course. And of course, when this person gets made fun of for this dumb tweet, they say, "Oh, look, the chronic masturbators found me," which is like, it's like that meme where it's like, you make an idiotic statement and then people are making fun of you. And then the person who made the dumb statement's like, "Huh, you're really triggered, aren't you?" It's like, no, people are just making fun of you because you said something stupid. But keep this line about, "Now show us what's in your hard drive," in mind here, because looking at their account, this is their pinned tweet. They have a court order seizing all of their belongings because they're in so much debt. Dude, I would stop worrying about other people's hard drives being taken when the government's going to be taking your hard drive because they're taking back their debts. You know what? But then again, maybe that's a collective good for society. You know, if you don't have your hard drive, you won't be able to make tweets like this, and I don't have to read them anymore because it's obviously not good for any of us in this situation, am I right? But nonetheless, that is karma in motion, funny stuff. You'll love to see it. But let's move on to the next story. And also, if you want Kevin's, I'll put a link to the asset in the description. Show some support. Consider giving a follow and all that stuff. So we're going to move on to some Smash drama. Yes, more drama in the competitive Smash community. Now, we haven't talked about anything to do with the Smash community since, I believe, last summer, when there was a whole lot of debate about lolicon and lolly characters. And it's always just funny because the Smash community, more than arguably any other video game community out there, is riddled with groomers and all kinds of terrible stuff. Like, there is many different examples you can look at of routine issues of competitive Smash players getting involved with underage kids. It happens way too often. And for some reason, perhaps predictably based on everything we've talked about on this channel over the years, they have an absolute hard-on for anime-related stuff and try to call people pedos over that stuff while ignoring actual dangers in their own community. But nonetheless, this guy, I'm being told, is a very up there in the scene. He's very successful Smash player. And he is being called many different terrible things. You can see the number of quote retweets on an innocent selfie saying, "Watch One Piece together." You're probably wondering what is going on. Well, people in the quote retweets are calling him a literal pedo. And you're thinking to yourself, oh God, not another Smash player getting exposed. Well, no, that's not the case. This guy's completely innocent. They are calling him a pedo because he is dating this woman who is an adult. Yes, leave it to the competitive Smash scene to get mad at someone for dating a consenting adult. Yeah, that's the drama, because apparently he's in his mid to late 20s and she's 19. And people are saying that, you know, despite the fact she's a full-grown legal adult in any country in the world, that he is somehow a predator for what he's doing and the fact that he's in this relationship, which is absolutely crazy. You know, these people, I would ask them, if you're offended by this age gap in this age dynamic, I would ask these people to go to their parents and say, hey, mom and dad, if they're still in these people's lives, I know you're always disappointed in me, but what was the what age were you guys when you met? I'm pretty sure the shock of that answer would make their head fall clear off their shoulders, because that is not a crazy thing. Like, it's only been crazy for the last couple years to have single digit age gaps between legal aged adults. But that doesn't stop people from attacking this guy, and of course attacking his girlfriend as a result, because you're infantilizing her. You're treating her like a child when she's a full-grown adult who can choose for herself who she wants to date. And to go in line with everything we were talking about earlier about the Smash community hating anything to do with anime, somehow anime got involved in this situation. So this person is saying LOL while making fun of this person who says, no way Smashers are trying to cook a top player in their community for dating a consenting adult above the age of consent. And their proof to, like, make fun of them, this person who made that statement, is their Twitter likes. And literally, it's just a sexy anime girl. It's not even a lolly or anything. It's just a whole-ass anime girl. What does this prove? Like, the Smash community's obsession with anime is so deranged, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is not the got you moment you thought it was. It's just dumb. Like, please, have some self-awareness that nothing involved in any of this is in any way eyebrow-raising, and the fact that you think it is very strange. And I suggest finding better ways to spend your time than seething over adults dating and people liking anime. Good Lord. But it's hardly surprising that people with small age gaps are getting called pedos and women being called children, when, once again, full adult women like this are being called children. And this is, as a result, being considered some sort of problematic show. This is a Chinese drama that came out, and this person said, it feels wrong for me because she looks like a literal child. Yes, this is an adult woman, in case they don't know, and the show is featuring a height gap between them. That is the quirk, the cute thing between them. But apparently, women being short or women being petite, or really just women being Asian, is a crime, and this person's being called a child. So congratulations on being sexist, racist, and belittling a whole adult woman because she's short. Like, it's pretty unbelievable. This is becoming more and more common to attack Asian women and call them children because they're petite. It's ridiculous. I mean, we're at a time where being short or being Asian or both gets you called a child. And it's hardly surprising, I guess, when you look at things like two adults dating being called weird. But nonetheless, we move on. This person coming in with some Berserk hate. This is a risky move, okay? Whenever you attack this franchise, you better gear up because it is quite beloved. And it doesn't help that its creator has passed away. So defending this franchise that also is very, very well liked for good reason is a risk. But this user took it on by saying, if you stand this manga, please don't become my mutual, or if you already are, unfollow me. I don't want people in my circle who support this. It's my personal choice. I don't want to waste my energy with minds who read and consume this kind of content. Yikes, dude. Are we still talking about Berserk? Like, what is going on? Now, perhaps unsurprisingly, 148 likes with 1.1 million views. Out of 1.1 million people who saw this tweet, 148 of them liked it. I think that speaks for itself, but you can see the number of quote retweets because people are like, what's the deal, man? Why are you so angry about this? Well, they explain one of the reasons why they hate this franchise, saying it's my personal choice. I don't care how or what lessons it has. If it has that type of content unnecessarily stuffed in for the sake of fan service, I don't care about the other story. It's useless to me. Now, of course, that stuff that they are referring to, that they're calling fan service, are R-word scenes. In particular, the one, without spoiling anything, the main protagonist is R-worded in the opening of the manga. And it is a big set-off to the rest of his life and the direction of the story, because it's a very traumatizing event. Go figure. But this person considers it fan service. Fan service. That is insane. If you look at a brutal R-word scene and you think that is fan service, that says way more about you than anyone else. It's just, my mind is blown. This person's getting cooked, and for good reason, because you can't possibly be that illiterate to have a take like that involving Berserk, calling it a fan service manga. Good Lord. But we move on to our final story. I include this because it was actually something that a Spanish mutual of mine predicted would happen. It is Holy Week in Spain, and we've seen different cultural symbols get taken by people from the West and demonized because they resemble something that they find offensive. We've seen a lot of people from Southeast Asia get attacked on Twitter by people who think that certain cultural symbols resemble that of a Nazi swastika. And they call these people from Southeast Asia racist, Nazis, what have you, and ask them to remove whatever it is, even though those symbols have nothing to do with Nazi Germany. In fact, they existed far before the Nazis ever appeared. And this is a similar situation where the robes of various members of the faith resemble, in these people's minds, the type of hoods that KKK members, Ku Klux Klan members, wear in the United States. And once again, this tradition of Holy Week has been around far before the KKK ever existed. But basically, you have these tourists looking around saying, things our black asses were not prepared to see. And they're laughing and pointing out how crazy these hoods are. And it literally is in no way offensive. I think if you're going to go into another culture and start judging things and practices they do, you should at least understand what's happening first and understand the culture before you project your own experiences onto it and relate things that are in no way related. And also, a final point, I think it's totally wrong to expect, whether it's Holy Week or different symbols from Southeast Asia, it is really inappropriate to tell these cultures to stop using a symbol because another hateful group used a symbol or design or whatever that resembles it. You're allowing them to hijack something that they don't own. You're letting hate hijack things that have no bad meanings in and of themselves. It's totally wrong. But nonetheless, I thought that was interesting and something that many people predicted would happen this week. But that's going to do for this video. I know there's a lot of topics, so please share all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.